Hi guys, hey, I'm going to try to give you some, I'm not a bass player per se, but there's something that my brother showed me a long time ago, years ago, and it always stuck with me. It was a really easy way to think about the bass. So let's talk about the bass a little bit. First off, the string, the top, the four strings, it's E, A, D, and G. It's the same four strings as the guitar, so for your guitar players, you would recognize that that would look like a G chord. Anyways, so it's the same strings, okay? But what I want to show you today is a pattern system to understand just a simple way to get started in playing your bass. So we're going to start out with G because that's the simplest one to and the easiest way to explain it. So this is the G note here, okay? So if we talk about keys, we know that in the key of G we need the one chord. You've seen this in my other some of my other videos. You need the one chord, the four chord, and the five chord. And so if you understand that and you just know the pattern on the bass, what the 1, 4, and 5 is, you don't need to know the names of the other chords necessarily. You just need to know the pattern. So here's the pattern for the 1, 4, and 5. You're going to start on the third, in the key of G. We're going to start on the 3rd fret, and we're going to go down to the 5th fret on the A string. So that's the 1 and the 5 note. Then we're going to move down and we're going to play the C chord or the 4 chord. 4 chord, how does that work? Okay, so G, A, B, C. Okay, the 4 chord. That's the 1 chord, 4 chord. Then I'm going to move this up a whole step and play the same shape. Back home again. Okay, well you can do, that was for the key of G, but you can do that shape anywhere you want to that you have room on the bass. So if I move that down here and play that C chord for my 1 chord, and then move down, play my 4 chord here, I move down here, so there's the key C. And all I really needed to know was what that first note was. That was a C. So I knew that was C there, so I was in the key of C, and I played that shape there, moved it down, and then moved it down up a whole step. Okay, I can do that. Let's see how that works. If I went back to the key of G, I went G, then here's C. I'm going to move up to this D. Here's D right here. Okay, so I know this is a D. I'm going to play that same pattern. So that's the 3 major chords that I need in the key of D. That works all over the bass. The other thing is, so the main thing I'm trying to teach you to think about here is patterns, not necessarily notes. There's lots of people teaching you notes on YouTube, but I'm just trying to keep it very, very simple to get you rolling and get you playing as fast as you can. So here's another pattern that you can think about. Let's go to this C, and you could also achieve the same thing. It didn't work in G because you don't have a string above, but if you go to C, the C note, you got a string above, you can it's a different octave, but it's the same thing. So then I'm moving down a string, same. So let's go, let me slow that down a little bit for you. So it's just, then we're going to move down to this one. Then where do you think we'll go? Okay, let's go up a whole step, do the same pattern. So okay, so if you know your patterns, then you start understanding where the minors fit in. Then the minors have a pattern too, but start out with your major chords and just get your patterns down. Just a simple patterns. You got those two. First one I call the L shape. It's here. It's this note and this note. Drop down. That's your 4 chord. There's your 5 chord. That pattern will work wherever you start on the bass. Or this pattern. So that's here, here. You can do that in just about any place you want to. Let's see if it works here. So I did the same thing again, played here, moved down 1 string. Well, you're actually moving down 2 strings, but well, I hope that didn't thoroughly confuse you, but the main thing I'm trying to teach you here is to think about the patterns, not necessarily worrying about every note that you're playing. And as you go, you'll get to learning the notes, but to get you rolling quick, there's a real fast way that you can learn how to play in any key. All right, thank you.